manager of Ukraine, and today he's going to talk to us about microbial polysaccharides to improve uptake of biocontrol, and not only.
Hello to everybody. Before I start, I'm going to say that I'm 6th year in a row here also, and it's a great honor now to be in front of you, is presenting you some novelties of Ukrainian Microbial Center. So, but before I start, I want to just remind, I think everybody knows what is happening in Ukraine, and it's not so far, it's just behind the mountains, right? And the main thing for the industry is to care about the right things about the planet, about healthy land, and but not about the world. But we need all unite to provide peace in this world. So, but coming closer to the topic, I want to say that, but it also describes the Ukrainian spirit, because today in this audience on our stand, you can meet the owners and the founders of BTU Center, who are in this business at least for 23 years old while it was invented, but they are spent all their life in this business, and when these things begin in Ukraine, we all continue work, we all continue to do what we best can, and we continue investing in biologicals and growing. So today, BTU Center is a company who work in 3 directions. We produce some biologicals for agriculture with different functions. We also produce some dietary supplements for human health. We are also produce some products for soil bioremediation after oil waste. But of course, our main and most perspective business is agriculture, biologicals for agriculture. We have more than 60 products in our portfolio. We are present now in more than 15 countries, mainly in East Europe. And also we introduce these products not only for farmers, but also for just small gardens and hobby use. And that are millions of small packages sold each year. So also we are very inspired by science, and we try to keep do a lot of tests, and for that we need a lot of scientists. So we have a private institute where we gathered more than 20 scientists with different directions of work to do different tests with biologicals. So in total we have more than 400 people in our company. Our production capacity are more than 10,000 tons of biologicals per year, and our advantage somewhere and strong point is that we have experience to use them in huge scale. So currently we treat more than 4 million hectares with our products. Of course we need thousands of trials to perceive and to perceive farmers to believe that biologicals are efficient, and that is why we invest in the trials as well. So in our approach we try to be specific and be data oriented, so we do a lot of trials with each of the product. Here you can see some of our top sellers, products for soil improvement, Liposam acid, the topic of today, and also PK mobilizers and fixer, which are also now in trend because of the difficulties in fertilizer industry. So we do hundreds of trials, we analyze that big data which we get in terms of average efficiency of different crops, and in economic efficiency as well, because we oriented, first of all, to be used, it should be economic efficient for a farmer. So today we will talk about Liposam. Liposam, it's innovation, but with deep roots, because this product was invented more or less 20 years ago, but it has another history for another 20 years, so in total maybe 30-40 years of scientific work of our founder and chief of R&D, for which actually she got a state honor of Ukraine for development of these polysaccharides, which are quite unique and polyfunctional, because we use them not only in agriculture. But talking about agriculture, it's actually Liposam is based on the polysaccharide produced by bacteria called Basel mixer, and this formulation we use in combination with different tools and tank mix for foliar applications, for seed applications, and for use into the soil. It's quite stable. It's stable for 3 years in room temperature, so it's quite convenient to work with in different regions. And of course we do a lot of tests to prove each claim which we give to this product. And first of all, of course, we register it now in Germany as an event, and just 1 year ago we get this registration, but we positionize this product a little bit in different way, as an adhesive agent. So the main function we give it to it is to prevent flushing of active substances from the surfaces. And for this we made some tests which you can see in the left table. So we just take different plant surfaces, we treated them with indicative substance, just with water and with liposam, and after 30 and 60 minutes we make a model of rain to see how much of this substance remains on the leaves. And we see that already after 30 minutes we can get remain from 50 to 100% more active substance on the surface, and if rain is 1 hour after application, these figures grow even more. So in the right up side you can see another direction of use of liposam. It can be used with herbicides. Of course, it's not biological, but it also can be used with bioherbicides. So what is important is that some chemical adjuvants can remove surface tension of the water, and thus it can easily go through the soil. With liposam we have another effect. We preserve water in the soil, in comparison to just water and to chemical elements as well. So this all leads to better growth of plants on this soil, because soil is more rich. And we of course always get requests from our partners, from farmers, how it looks like on the plant, and also we were looking how to visualize that. So we treated some plants which are difficult for water sticking, and as an example, cabbage, and you can see that how liposam improves sticking of what you apply on the surface to it. So it indeed can improve efficiency of what you apply. So here you can just see the visualization of liposam in comparison to water, that it also improves water distribution, but not as chemical adjuvants, which delete surface tension at all. So also we worked with different biomaterial, because again we get a lot of requests. Okay, you worked with some indicative chemical substance. What about microorganisms? So we take trichoderma conidii. We treat it again control with water with trichoderma, and trial with liposam and trichoderma. And then we make a model of rain, and also we see that even visually we can observe here. We can observe here the trichoderma on the leaves. Then we go to another direction, so not secondary functions, as we say. Our scientists are quite open. They always try something new, and then when climate change and we have more heat weather each year, they decide to do some new tests, because liposam is maybe 60% is used furtherly with different tools. We decide to check how it influences the plants. So we treated plants of corn in vegetation room with just with water and with liposam solution. Then for 1 week we stopped watering the plants. They begin to die. But after 1 week, when we remain watering, we can see that plants treated with liposam recover much better. So this inspired us to go into field and do another tests. So we asked some of the research stations which work in heat regions of Ukraine to observe not only the yield but also the effect of the drought tolerance of plants. So we tested a whole portfolio of antistressants. We tested liposam, we tested stop stress program, which we call it the composition of different microbes. But what surprised us that liposam by itself, which actually is registered as adjuvant or like an adhesive agent, could have this sufficient and big influence on plants when they are in stress, when they are in dry conditions. So you can see that in these trials in East Ukraine, it provided up to 800 kilos of corn and sunflower in these tests. So it's especially important these years, when especially this year was very dry, when we talk about such countries as Bulgaria, Romania, or other regions which were so injured by heat. So now I want to show you one more experiment which Abim inspired us for, because they have new, let's say, category formulations, tools for improvement of uptake of biological control. So there should be a video. Just to explain, we infected these plants with fusarium. Just to say a few words about this experiment. So again, we were inspired by Abim's idea of tools for improvement of uptake of biocontrol agents with something. So Liposam do the function, especially in conditions of rain. So we made this experiment in lab where we treated plants with Bacillus subtilis together with Liposam and just Bacillus subtilis. We made model of rain, which you could see on the video. And then we infected plants with fusarium spores to see how Bacillus subtilis will deal with it. So when we treated plants with Liposam together with Bacillus subtilis, it prevents flushing of active substance from the surface and thus improve efficiency of this biocontrol agent. So we do this test for 2 times. Of course, it's just first stage. So you can see that we start always from lab, with our hands, just to see some evidence of works, and then we go to fields, of course, to prove it in a more scientific and practical way. But still, it's a good inspiration, and I hope that Abim works on all of us like this. It's a community somewhere of inspiration for biologicals development. So on this minute, I want to thank you for this opportunity, for this attention. And if you have any questions, you can ask here, or please welcome to our booth on the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Any questions for Nitro? It's incredible that we are actually running ahead of time, so don't feel ashamed. There is a lot of time for questions, so maybe at the end. Oh, please go on. Can you please switch on your microphone and communicate name and affiliation, please?
I wanted to ask, with the Bacillus subtilis, I see in the movie that you applied it as a foliar. Did you done drenching as well in order to protect the plant? For fusarium, of course.
Yeah, in this case, we made a model of Liposam prevents flushing from the surface. In this case, we treated plants foliarly with Bacillus subtilis, and we also infected plant leaves of the plant with fusarium, so it was not going from the soil. That is why we only work with plant leaves.
and unique.